Subscribe to Eckovation and press the bell icon to watch the latest technology videos first.
Hey guys, welcome to this tutorial presented to you by Eckovation. In this video we will see which blockchain technology to choose and what are the parameters responsible for choosing blockchain or not choosing blockchain. If you are choosing blockchain, whether it should be public blockchain, private blockchain or a consortium blockchain. You can also call it hybrid blockchain. So let's see, the first parameter we have is, do you need a database or not? If you are developing an application which is just going to read some text and images and links, so first of all you don't even need a database for that. If you don't need a database, obviously you don't need blockchain as well. Does it require shared write access? So for example, now you need a database. Does that database need a write access, that someone should be able to edit that database, or you just want that database to be same throughout? If you don't want a write access, you just want it to be the same throughout, you don't need to use blockchain. And if you want to add some entries, make some changes to the database, if it's yes, then another parameter comes into the play. The another parameter is, are the participants known or trusted? So now you have a database, you have given write access. That means, when I say write access, that means someone can make changes to the database, add entries, remove entries, edit entries. So now we need a database, we need write access as well, and the participants who are reading, writing, editing the database, the blockchain database, are they trusted or not? If they are trusted, if yes, are their interest unified? Do they have the same interest or not? If yes, do we need multiple copies of the database? That is, do you need a distributed database or not? If no, then you don't need a blockchain. So if you need a database, you need a write access, the participants are trusted, the interests of the participants are also unified, and you just need one single copy. You don't need multiple copies of the database, then you don't need a blockchain. Where you need something which is very confidential, very sensitive data, you need to have multiple copies. If there is data loss in any situation, you will be in a very big loss, and obviously you should go for multiple copies. And in that process, if the interest is also not unified, if the participants, if there are 2 or 3 or 5 participants and their interest is conflicting, or it can be conflicting, and you still have a multiple database but their interest can be conflicting, then the third parameter comes into the picture, is whether you want a third party to handle the situation or not. Whether you want a third party to handle the situation, or a situation where a database is there, multiple copies of the database is there, but the interest of the participants are not unified. The participants are not trustworthy. They can be conflict of interest any moment. So do you wish to assign a third party, hire a third party to deal with such situations? If yes, then you can go for any cloud servers like Google, Amazon, Microsoft Azure, where you don't need blockchain. If yes. If no, then we have few other parameters coming to the picture. So now you don't need a third party, you need multiple copies of the database, you don't trust the participants also, and you don't want a third party for any reason. You don't even trust the third party, or third party haven't delivered properly, they make wrong use of your data, or they charge very high. Any reason it can be. So now when you don't need a third party, when you need a multiple copies of the database, when you feel the participants are not trustworthy, the another parameter you need to see is, do you need the control of the functionality or what? So if you wish to create a network where you want the control of the functionality or not. If you want the control, if yes, then you will have to have a consensus mechanism, a predefined consensus mechanism, and for that you can go for either hybrid blockchain or private blockchain. So again, hybrid and private blockchain will be used where you don't trust participants in the network, where you don't trust the third party, you don't want a third party, but you want the multiple copies of the database, and you wish to control the database to a very high degree, not fully but a very high degree. Then you can go for hybrid or private blockchains. And one more parameter we can add is if you want to have the transactions completely private. If you want to have transactions completely private, then again you can go for private blockchains or hybrid blockchains. While if the transactions are open, you can go for public blockchains. So in case of do not using blockchain, whether you trust third party, you don't need multiple copies of the database of the ledger, and the interest of the participants are unified. So in these three cases, you don't need a blockchain. If you don't even trust the third party, if the participants are not trustworthy, but you need multiple copies, and you want to keep transaction private, and you want to have a very high degree of control, then you can go for public or private, or else the best option is to go for public blockchains. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Till then, see you guys. Bye.